Hello, good evening. Welcome to the post-match show. After Liverpool have beaten West Ham 2-1, it wasn't always pretty, but the important thing is we got over the line. I'm, as usual, I'm your host, Keith, and I'm going to be joined, I can see straight off the bat, I'm going to bring a couple of lads in here. We've got Chris and we've got Barry. Lads, how are you?
Good, mate. Excellent win again.
A great win.
Yeah.
What about yourself? How'd you find that?
Buzzing, man. Top of the league. Was hard at times, but happy days. We got the job done.
It was, there was a few frights and a few scares in there, but if you look back at it, I always used to say this to Gav, when we watched them back in the whole, the full match later on, there's not that many scares, you know what I mean? It probably seemed worse because we're all on edge, but it's just all about grinding out those results at the moment, isn't it? It's just another 3 points, get them on the board. It's shown a good mentality. It's shown a good, strong mentality that we have. Chris, I'll come to you. What did you make of the lineup first off? Were you worried or were you happy enough to see the changes? Were you excited by anything in particular?
I was happy enough to see the changes. I was more pissed off with the reaction by the Liverpool fan base. Last year we win the league by 18 points. They're like, "Oh, Klopp's great, out to the levers. This is what we believe in." We've had some bad injuries, but you've got to adapt to it. And we accuse City of not doing this, and now we have to adapt to it. And everyone's like, "Oh, we're not going to win tonight." Oh, who's Nat Phillips? What's he going to do? Look, Nat Phillips, he is. What he is he's played Division 2 German football, which is like playing the Championship, which is heading it and kicking it, which, to be fair, is what he needs to do today. And if fair to him, for his Premier League debut, he didn't really do anything wrong. He was big, He was strong. I mean, that header he did right at the end, that's all you wanted him to. That's all you want from a centre-back. Gomez, to me, apart from the goal, which is a shit header, I mean, he probably should clear, he should really go with his foot. But apart from that, I thought them two as a partnership did fine.
Yeah.
Haller didn't do anything. I mean, maybe it says more about Haller, but I didn't really feel panicked over corners or free kicks like I thought it would be. I was quite relaxed. I was a bit frustrated with the goal, but apart from that, I was like, it just felt like one of those games. I think people forget it's just after the Champions League game. I know we rested players, but the games after Champions League games are always a bit of a dog. They're always hard. You've always got to work your way through. I think people forget because we breezed it a bit last year that it was like us with loads of games like this. There's tons of games last year which were as crap as that, he just found a way. And that's 2 weeks running now. We've had a VAR goal disallow us, and we've not let our heads drop.
Yeah.
And we've got again. The VAR disallow one for me it's one of them. I think if it was roles reversed, we'd all say that's a foul on Alisson. You can't jump into the keeper. I don't think he's got to open the ball. He doesn't get the ball. In the age of VAR, they would disallow that. But roles reversed, we're probably screaming for a free kick as well. So we can't have it. We can't have it both ways. But no, overall, please, you find a way. That's all you need to do.
That's true, Barry. We'll talk about the VAR one. What did you make of the disallowed one? Do you think, as Chris said, if it was the other way around, we'd be screaming for it, or what did you
Absolutely,
think?
Keith. I'm a referee myself, so even when I seen it first off, I thought a foul because of the way he dived in. Looking at it then on the replay, like he went underneath the keeper, but when you dive in and you don't win the ball, well, he might have won it with his trailing leg. I'm not sure, but there was enough there to kind of give the free. I was surprised he didn't give it straight away. So here, you get some, you don't. But it didn't count and end up. So happy days.
That's it. And another thing Chris said, which was very true, we didn't let our heads drop. We kept on, and it's a trait that we've showed, isn't it, recently, that when we can see, or if we don't get the rub of the green, we just go again and try to make amends for that. I'm going to go back, lads, to the game starts off, right? And Barry, I'll come to you, right? The game starts off. They get a goal from their first attack. What did you make of it? What did we do wrong? What could we have done better? Was there anyone at fault?
It's hard to know. I was listening to the commentary and they kind of were saying maybe Trent, like Suna said, Trent maybe should have told Jones to push up and let him cover the runner. So he kind of stood off him, and it was like a free cross into the box. Gomez, like, could have cleared it with his foot, to be honest, because he stooped down low, like, so he got no power on it. So it was one of them, like, One of them.
That's it. It's just they happen, don't they, from time to time?
Yeah.
There's nothing really you can do. What about you, Chris? Did you feel there was any blame up to be apportioned, or was it just one of them?
They pressured the cross better. I mean, I think that's one thing we've probably got to get better at with a no Van Dijk situation and probably no Fabinho situation. We probably do need to be a bit better at cutting the cross out. Gomez, it's a bit of a brain fart. He's made a mistake. And I know there's certain members of our fan base will enjoy that now because they can slag him off. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's 23 and he's got to be the main centre-back now on the weaker side. Look, he'll learn from that. The good thing for Gomez is he does learn from his mistakes, and there's not about learning from a mistake when it hasn't cost you the game. So then he isn't going to have to beat himself up now. He's now going to relax. I mean, let's face it, Gomez. Next week on Wednesday, he's going to play away at Atalanta with a 19-year-old kid. That's, he's not the same partner now for more than 2 games. So you've got to give a little bit of leeway. Look, it was a soft goal. I tweeted. I thought, could Alisson do a bit better? Maybe he's unsighted, but to keep up his quality, I was kind of like Alisson and Henderson sort of going, I kind of expect them to get it or get a bit closer. Always because they're that good, you just expect it. But I was a bit like, maybe that's picking a little bit. Yeah.
No, it's one of them. You'll hear all them fireworks going off behind me. It's absolutely kicking, hopping around there. So it goes in. It's as bad a start really as you want against a team like West Ham. They're big, they're physical. They weren't playing much balls, but they had Fornals who was sort of popping up there and picking little pockets of space. And I suppose with Phillips was the new boy, but he settled in quite well after that. I think he had a nice debut, to be honest. I don't really blame him for much. He was strong in the air, which you'd expect from him. Maybe a little bit on the deck. There was a couple of instances that he was a bit maybe scruffy or whatever, but he done well. So the game goes on, and anyway, lads, and right coming up to half time, then we get a penalty, and
they fell off the chair.
It's a dubious one. It's a soft one, but
it's quite funny the amount of penalties Salah hasn't got.
Yeah,
you're like, this is one of the ones what they call it a 50-50. That's the penalty where, put it this way, if the referee doesn't give it, VAR ain't going to overrule it. It's one of them where if you looks in, you looks in. And you watch the replay, he does kick him in the back of the foot. So you're like, well, that's a penalty. And these days, you get penalties for a hell of a lot less. So I was quite surprised he got it. Don't get many. But then when we got the penalty, I was never in doubt he'd score.
I still have nightmares about him running up taking penalties, to be honest. I don't like his technique at all, but he always scores them. So who's right there? Salah? I think it's Salah.
Yeah, it's like 13 and 14 or something like that for Liverpool.
Yeah,
so he's only missed. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. Milner's a bit more standard penalty, where it's so calm.
Yeah,
it exudes calm. Salah's quite elaborate. His run up.
It's a long run and it's a smash. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he likes it. He looked even a bit nervous picking it. He was breathing heavy, before he took it. He was breathing very heavy, Salah, as if he knew it was important.
Well, that's it. Yeah. It was an important one. Now, Barry, as a referee, what did you make of the penalty?
I thought initially, from seeing it from afar, I thought it was a penalty, but the ref didn't seem to give it. He seemed to pause for 2 seconds. So I don't know if he got word in his ear or he just delayed to see. But I thought
Henderson screaming. I think Henderson's scream in his ear probably helped. Which, to be fair, it's a bit of a dark art, but it's not something Liverpool have been great at in the past. Yeah. I think you need to do that is a little bit pressurise the ref, and we've probably got better at doing it. We've got better at that. I think that's something we need to carry on getting better. Is you've got to put pressure on the ref. People don't like hearing that, but it's professional sport. And we've all played a sport of some description. You put a bit of pressure on the official, eventually one will go for you. And
if Salah didn't go down or didn't dive, he wouldn't have got it, as you say. Because he went down, he gave him a decision to make.
But as Chris points out, when you see the amount that he gets fouled, when he gets horsed out that you don't get, and then we get a soft one like that.
It's funny, isn't it?
The consistency levels are a bit all over the place. But look, it was given and Salah smashed it. I'm going to try and bring Raj in here, but I don't think he has video on. So hold on, let's see what we can do here. Raj.
Hello.
How are you? No video, no? We're going incognito.
Yeah. I'll try.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was. Sorry.
Go ahead.
What were you saying?
I was going to say anti-mystique, Raj. That's what it is.
That's
it's
keeping the mystery up there. What did you make of the game, Raj?
Mentality monsters, really. I mean,
the
thing is, you could just after that goal was disallowed. I mean, it was easy for us to just shut off and just say everything's against us. We're not going to do it. Yet again, we pull it out of the bag. Again, it just shows why we're so good and why we're so unique. And I thought it was. To be fair, I thought VAR was right in that situation. I also thought it was a penalty. I thought he did kick. Salah got kicked, and he had to go down theatrically. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got the penalty.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that was given, and I'm glad that VAR. It's annoying that VAR overruled it, but I like the concept of VAR. So I think that in that situation, it was the right decision. But at least we got the 3 points at the end of the day.
That's the important thing, isn't it? That's the important thing to get them points on the board. So we go in at halftime, 1-1. We come out. How did Chris? I'll come back to you. How do you think the game went the first half? Was there anybody that struggled in red, or was it a collective struggle? Because we didn't really create too much.
No, it was a bit of that's probably where I know people hate talking about. That's probably the crowd a little bit. The first 15 minutes, it kind of drifted. They didn't do anything. We didn't offer much else. I thought Jones was. I think he was trying to force it a little bit. I think he was trying to be the creative spark. And look, he's 19. And they'll try things that doesn't go off. Manny and that. It didn't quite. It did quite. I thought Jones. I mean, the two that went off Jones for me were the correct two, but he did just sort of drift. The policing thing, he doesn't do it probably as much as he should. But we've seen a lot of genius breaking from midfield, and we haven't seen him do that for ages. And every time he's breaking from midfield, he was getting fouled by Declan Rice. He was getting his free kicks 30 yards out. I don't know if he's under instruction or what, but Genie for me should keep doing that because you can't get the ball off him when he's in full flight. And I think that's got us back into the game a little bit more. But yeah, I thought as a team, it was a bit of a sloppy, slow start. Really, didn't really give anything away, but we just didn't do it. I don't know whether that was just a preserve energy and we're going to do a big last 20-minute hit. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought. Sorry, I was going to say I thought there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough runners. I thought Genie did that well later on, where he was managed to he got at Rice and managed to he managed to turn Rice a lot, and then Rice had to clip him down to prevent further attacks. And I felt Rice did that well, but I thought we needed to do that more from the beginning. And I felt that in those pockets of space, which I felt could have been exploited, but too many times we were just going from side to side. I felt.
I'm just adding Trev in there as well.
I think you're right there, Raj. I agree. I think the big impetus for us was we had a couple of good chances just before the sub came on, which probably sparked us alive again. And then the two subs, do what they do very well. They're both at the moment making impacts when they're coming on, which we want.
Yeah, it's an excellent point. Kev, Barty, sorry, I'll come back to you. Chris has touched on the changes there. It makes a bit of a difference, doesn't it, when you can make two changes like that and you're getting an impact out of the subs.
Yeah, big time. I think everyone called it. Firmino was kind of poor enough, to be honest. Jones, he tried a lot, but you kind of knew he was going to come off. And the two guys that come on, I mean, Jota has 3 games in a row he scored, so you got to have a question. What more does he have to do to start? And maybe he's better coming on as a sub, I don't know, but he's playing brilliant at the minute. And Shaqiri has 2 games in a row that we could pass. Was very clever. He's very clever at them, picking up space in the 10 and then just playing them wee balls. It was perfect substitution, to be honest. They affected the game, and won us the game, actually.
Yeah, it was a good change, and to have that sort of firepower now. Trevor, are you with us? He's on mute. Oh, here he is. Trev. Oh, we'll give him a chance to guess. Here he is.
Sorry.
Are you all right? No, you're all right. We just spoken there about the substitutes that came on and impacted the game for us, saying it's nice to have that them options from the bench. How do you feel the lads perform when they got on?
Excellent. I mean, you get your chance, you take it. You know, you don't with this sort of team and this sort of squad. You don't get a lot of chances. You know, Nat Phillips took his chance tonight.
Yeah.
And Shaqiri took his chance the other night. He took it again today. I mean, what a ball in. And Jota is just on fire. So, I mean, you just have to give it to them. Mentality monsters is what we are. It's just unbelievable. It's it's nearly a carbon copy of the Sheffield United. Not so much as the performance of not so much as the way the game went, but the actual just grind. City are heartbroken there again tonight. You can just tell they are. You know, when I seen them getting the 1-0 today, I was like, oh, gee, you know, even though I did think we beat West Ham today, I just thought the pressure's on. But again, I have to bring it around the other way. If it was the other way around, if we had beat Sheffield United this morning and City are going in to play with Sheffield or West Ham tonight and we're 1-0, again, I'm not sure they pull that out of the bag. And that's the difference. That's the main difference here.
It is, and in the same circumstances where you're losing players, we mentioned it on a pod last week, you know, City sort of used a lot of excuses, looked to use every excuse when Laporte went out, and Liverpool haven't, in fairness, you know, they've got on and they've just looked to just get on with it and grind out these results. Raj, I'll come to you, Raj. What did you make of the goal when it did come? It was a flash of what Shaqiri can do, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, he's a very good impact player. He can play like he's a magician because, I mean, on his day, he's brilliant. He can find that through ball. And I thought Mane was really good because he stood in an offside position, but also, so it kind of does add a bit of confusion. And then Jota with the pace is just classic Jota now. But it was just, I mean, again, he's another impact from him. I mean, a brilliant sub. And he did that for the goal that was disallowed. And he's going to keep doing that because that's the player he is. But no, I thought Shaqiri was very good. Again, he, as Trev said, he takes his chance. And I mean, I thought he added a little bit more zip than what Firmino had and what Jones had. And I felt both of them slowed the game down a little bit. Whereas I felt Shaqiri was quite quick with the balls, etc. And I felt that's what really changed the tempo for us, and hence what got us the goal.
Yeah, I was watching the game with my old man, and he was screaming for Jones to get the hook. He thought Firmino should have been maybe playing that bit deeper and, you know, bring a Jota on or start Jota. Everyone has their own opinion on these things, don't they? But it was good that they came on and they done what they needed to do. They looked lively and they done the business there. As Laura said there, 70 minutes, we upped the tempo, brought in our subs. The rest is history. Carl Blake said, Shaq, great option. Great option off the bench. Always has a killer ball in him. And Kieran B is saying Bobby could be a great option from the bench if Jota starts. It's good to have Bobby or Jota versus third legs will be deflating for the opponent. And it's very true, you know, to have them options now that we're not looking at, and I don't like to throw Divock under the bus, you know, but for long enough it was the front three with the front three, and the next one in line was Divock because Shaq was so out of favour. But now it's Jota is the next one in, isn't he? And he's a severe threat when he's on there. There's no defender that's going to want to play 60 minutes against the front three and then have to deal with him afterwards. So, look, I thought it was a great one. Lads, we won't stay too much longer. I'll just go around you off as our man of the match. So, Chris, I'll start with you, man of the match.
I'll give it Nat Phillips for his debut. That's a really good debut, that I think.
Yeah, it's a solid show. Baz, what about you?
Yeah, I thought maybe Henderson or Phillips, but considering it was Phillips' first game since the game he played for us, was it January in the Cup? His first game, he was lethal when he came on, like, so give it to him.
Why not? Why not? Raj, what about yourself?
Yeah, Nat Phillips, I thought brilliant against Haller, very imposing in the air, and I thought we needed that extra height, and he duly provided.
Yeah, can't disagree. And Trev, what about yourself?
I think the same, Keith. Just on before we go, I think what you said last week regarding Klopp, and I think he was right. I agree with him regarding the Sheffield United. We kind of got it wrong with he got it wrong with the team selection. I think tonight, you know, if you'd seen Bobby coming off and see Minamino coming on, you'd absolutely understand it. But he went for Shaq. Yeah. Great decision, you know, and this is what he does. You know, he he outsmarts everybody, including our own fans. And I think it was an amazing call, and it's won us the game. But Nat Phillips.
Yeah, it was a great debut for Nat Phillips. He didn't put a foot wrong, really. Fair play to him. I'd say Jota pushed him hard, to be honest, with his cameo, but the important thing, lads, is that we got our 3 points and got over the line. So I want to thank the boys for joining me there tonight. Chris, Baz, Raj and Trev. Again, we do these shows pre and post match for all the games going forward, unless we have a pod afterwards, in which case it'll just be a pod. But people, if you're in the Flick Sport app, the link will go in there. You're free to join us. I think we can have up to 6 people on the screen at one time. So, if anyone wants to come and join us, it's an open invitation. You're more than welcome. Give us a view, and we can, try and build it up going forward, because it's great. Someone put a comment in there, could have been Kev O'Sullivan, that it's great to get voices to the names, and it's brilliant to do that. It's great for us as well on here to get more voices and more faces on screen. So look, and you're more than welcome. Anyone wants to join us, that's what we're all about. But I want to thank the lads for coming on and just say, look, another 3 points for the Reds. We move on. Atalanta now on Wednesday, is it?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then City, isn't it?
And then City. So look, busy period coming up. Lads, thanks very much. And we'll see us all again soon.
Cheers, Keith. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.